Hi, and welcome to the Sundance Media Group podcast. My name is Brady, and today we are demonstrating social distancing by doing all of our meetings over meetings and Teams. Today, it's going to be a little bit interesting. We've got basically a new member for our team who we're trying to bring on. His name is Andrew, so we'll go ahead and just get kind of right into it. So thanks for joining us today, Andrew. Really appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. So why don't you just give us a little bit of the background about yourself, kind of what you do. Let's just kind of start from there.
Yeah, well, in high school, I played in some screamo bands, and I loved playing concerts, doing all that stuff. A couple years after that, I went and served a religious mission in Tokyo, Japan, and got back in 2018. After that, I got married to my beautiful wife, who's from China. We're working through our fiancé visa right now, and lately I've been getting into drones.
All right. Well, it's a great place to be, and especially now, it's definitely a growing industry. So let's go ahead and start a little bit with how you started with the UAS industry. What did you do? How did you get into it? Did you have friends? Let's kind of dive into that a little bit.
Yeah. So in Vegas, we're huge on our convention industry. I started operating camera about 8 years ago in the big general sessions and breakout rooms and trade shows. And about a year and a half ago, my brother and I, we just watched a ton of YouTube videos, watching all these guys flying their drones legally, a lot of times illegally.
Yeah.
But they got cool footage, and that really inspired me. And so fast forward a little bit to the summer of 2019, and I was traveling through China with my MBA group. And over there is where in Hong Kong is where the flagship store for DJI is. And I was like, you know what?
Right.
I don't want to pick up a drone. I wasn't going to be walking home with a Matrice or anything or an Inspire, but I ended up picking up a Spark and spent a couple of weeks flying in China. That was really cool. Came home and got some real drones. Realized that you can make a business out of it, and started taking classes. Got my 107, and it just went from there.
Well, awesome. All right. Well, and I'm sure that flying in China versus flying in the U.S. is a little bit different. Is it more structured in China, or is it more structured in the U.S.? For anybody who doesn't know what's happening overseas.
Yeah, definitely. There's definitely ways to get around it, but there is the geofencing that DJI puts up in all general areas. I wasn't very aware when I started flying, so I was actually flying past sunset, and a lot of people just came up to me and they said, "Hey, are you able to do that?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." Nobody's coming down to talk to me about it, but now that I think about it, I really should have looked more into the rules and not just hope that DJI's geofencing and software would keep me from doing bad things.
Sure. I gotcha. So what you're saying is that training is very important, right?
Yes.
To what you're doing.
Definitely.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Well, thanks so much for that insight. And, that's what we want to be able to provide from Sundance Media Group is that training aspect. And we can go over really high level stuff with a lot of our customers. If you know a lot of the high level stuff, we can start diving deep into each individual vertical and things like that. So that's what we really want to bring you on with us, as an instructor. Because we want to be able to have different knowledge from different bases, right? So a lot more about what happened overseas, and so we want to be able to bring that in and teach any of our other clients that. So absolutely. So in order to become an instructor, for anybody else who doesn't know, with Sundance Media Group, you have to have at least 200 hours piloting, the remote pilot in charge, and they have to be logged. If they're not logged, they don't count. It's a lot like regular aviation. You need to make sure you have your flight logs all the time. And unfortunately, when you save something through the DJI app or Autel or Unique or any of the other companies, it doesn't always save those flights where they show up incorrectly. So those are not a very good way to showcase I have exactly this many hours. Writing everything down, which, if someone has some experience. If they don't have experience, then when you see them fly.
Yeah, definitely.
So we're absolutely, really trying to get you on it as much as we can. We can't wait to start incorporating you more into our team. That being said, what are you looking to do with Sundance Media Group? Once you become a trainer, is there any specific vertical that you're looking to teach or to talk about? Just kind of let me know what you're looking for.
Yeah. So, my home is within cinematography. So I would like to work on that. One other vertical I'd really like to focus on is in construction. That's where I've been getting a lot of gigs here in Las Vegas, actually, going and doing progression reports and doing some orthomosaic maps for my clients. Mm-hmm. It's something that I'd like to share with other pilots.
Right, absolutely. If someone was trying to get into the industry, into the construction or cinematography side, what kind of suggestions do you have for that vertical?
Yes. So in cinematography, if you're, in any city that you're doing it, a lot of the filmmakers will likely want you to fly in restricted airspaces because that's where all the cool stuff is. In order to get that, you need to be trustworthy and you need to be reliable. You need to be able to write for your authorizations. So you need to be good at writing and focusing on safety. Because you're not going to get authorization if you're not a safe pilot. The FAA can see right through that. And as far as cinematography, safety also goes hand in hand. If there's a ton of cranes, if there's a lot of buildings, if there's a lot of guy wires and this type of thing, you really need to be able to account for that. You don't want to be crashing your drone in front of the client because you forgot to adjust your altitude setting on your flight planning software. And I've heard a lot of stories like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. And if you're going to wreck, do it before your client sees what's happening, right? Don't do it right in front of your clients. Absolutely. Well, it's been a pleasure. Where can people contact you if they need to look at anything within Las Vegas?
Yep. So my website is vegasinspireduav.com. I have a form on there that can send directly to my email, and I believe my phone number is on there as well. So feel free to contact me if you have any questions.
Okay. Perfect. Absolutely. Well, I'm sure that you're going to be getting a few more people giving you a call. And if you do have any other questions for Sundance Media Group, you're welcome to go to our website, just www.sundancemediagroup.com. There's a contact us option, and you can fill out the form. And again, it's similar to what Andrew is, that it'll send us an email so we can go over all the information for you. Well, Andrew, it's absolutely a pleasure. I am so happy that we've met, and I'm really excited to have you on as one of our cinematography and the construction industry vertical teachers here for Sundance Media Group. So looking forward to that. And if I guess you guys want to, just make sure you subscribe to Sundance Media Group. There's a subscribe button down below on YouTube. Make sure you turn on your notification and make sure that when you're out flying, fly safe.